I would like to start, ladies and gentlemen, with sharing some good news with all of you. The IITs have been found to be amongst the world's most entrepreneurial undergraduate universities, even ahead of some of the most famous Ivy League institutions such as Princeton, Yale, and Cornell by a recent study compiled by PitchBook Data, a US-based private equity and VC research firm, which took into account funding data between 2009 and July 2014, and sifted through educational backgrounds of over 13,000 founders globally. IIT is ranked 4th, just ahead of Harvard, in a new ranking of the top 50 universities that have produced venture capital-backed founders. This validates the emphasis on good quality education as the foundation of innovation and entrepreneurship. In today's global economy, knowledge has become a key input in production. This clearly underscores the importance of expanding access to education. And hence, the government has very aptly decided to set up 19 new centrally funded higher education institutions recently. When I speak to the young in our country, they say that they live today in a world of paradoxes. They grew up in a globalized environment, but are not fully cognizant of their own context. They have access to new technology, but have inadequate, many a times, knowledge base. They are highly connected, but there is still a sense of being left out of all that they want to be a part of. Not surprising, as a generation, they say that they miss at times the right environment that equips them to fully tap the world of opportunity out there for them. Our collective challenge is to find sustainable ways to encourage young people to be usefully productive and socially responsible citizens. This is particularly true for India, where nearly 65% of the country is below the age of 35. Almost 672 million people are in an employable age between the ages of 15 to 59 years. With an environment that creates opportunity and inclusion for youth, this demographic dividend can become, if we do not address it properly, a demographic burden. Our thrust, hence, is not just on expanding educational opportunities, but also facilitating a transformational change in education. The new paradigm of education should be able to foster knowledge with analytical skills, logical reasoning, and the ability to imagine beyond the given. This will equip our students with skills and resources needed for innovation and risk-taking. In other words, make them entrepreneurs in whichever walk of life they choose for themselves. There are many ways of doing this, and I hope that we will have a rich bouquet of practical suggestions emerging from today's discussions. I would like to share a few initiatives and plans of our ministry and invite your participation in them. We hope to revamp curriculum and pedagogy to make it more relevant to the needs of our society and our economy, and to make our students more market-ready, not just domestically but also internationally. We would like to embed teaching of an entrepreneurial mindset not only in schools and colleges, through changes in curricula and introduction of relevant teacher training and teaching materials designed specially for entrepreneurship. I've had meetings with AICTEs, IITs, IIMs, and our central university, and there is a consensus on encouraging project-based learning, applied research, and a design for greater engagement with the live context. We are also developing close linkages between formal education and skill development. In vocational education and training, there is a need to overhaul and modernize current institutions and practices in terms of innovative delivery models, incentives, performance-based training and assessment, rebranding, certification, learning by doing, communication skills, and ensuring flexibility of vocational educational programs alongside the higher education stream for easier crossover and choice for our students. Entrepreneurship is forged by keeping our feet firmly on the ground while our eyes are free to envision the sky and our hands reach out to it. Our education needs to be connected with our communities. In a recent conference of the IIT directors, our Honorable Prime Minister exhorted the institutes to see the innovator and the entrepreneur in the informal sector, in the local community, and to learn from him or her, as well as to help refine his or her skills to value add to the product and earn more. For a country with nearly 70% rural population, we need entrepreneurship development initiatives within the formal education stream and through professional bodies outside it to penetrate our peri-urban and rural areas. We are conceptualizing the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan to link our educational institutes with rural development challenges on the ground. I feel that this will provide a huge opportunity to our students as well as the local community of farmers, retailers, small businessmen to forge new ways of doing things and new networks. This could be an opportunity for stimulating entrepreneurship abilities not only through classroom lectures, but also actual societal processes in very inclusive, equitable, and productive ways. For such widespread challenges in a very heterogeneous society, we need to use ICT, especially MOOCs. We are developing a national MOOCs platform called Swayam. I would like to see that used not only just for enhancing formal education, but for offering skill vocation courses with certification. We can indeed use MOOCs to create skills in every home and, so as to say, jobs in every home, especially empowering women as they have to balance their multitasks at home and outside. In all this, we hope to engage more energetically with industry. There is a huge scope for collaboration by providing services such as market data, helping in preparing business model, recruiting skilled employees. Increased competition, growing incomes, and new technologies have reduced the average lifetime of product businesses. Innovation has become increasingly open and collaborative as opposed to the traditional closed in-house innovation model of R&D labs of large corporations. To tap these potentials, I have a few suggestions which I humbly submit to all of you. Can we have innovation clusters from lab to lab, collaborating research agreements, university-industry mobility? This may help exploit knowledge that would otherwise be left commercially unused by university. Can we promote innovation partnerships amongst firms, research organizations, and educational institutions to provide support infrastructure such as centers of excellence, research and science parks, and incubators? There are also new non-technological forms of innovation such as new marketing strategies, organizational improvements that do not require large investment in R&D and enable early startups. For enabling this, can we strengthen entrepreneurial human capital? For example, build up entrepreneurship education in universities and higher education institutions and to link it to the promotion of company creation by graduates. For instance, through providing seed funding, mentors, and proof of concept programs. Can we create incubators for social enterprises and social innovation intermediaries to bring together the skills and expertise necessary to help sustain and develop social projects, provide a space to experiment, support learning across a community of innovators, and establish clear pathways for scaling up the most promising models? I draw attention to new forms of social entrepreneurship that seeks to contribute to an economically and socially inclusive society by reducing unemployment, poverty, and social exclusion, particularly amongst the disadvantaged and vulnerable groups. In what ways can industry partner with MHRD in promoting international cooperation for a concrete time-bound plan for training of Indian youth to meet Indian needs and global requirement of skilled human resources is a point we can all ponder over. Finally, we need to have rigorous, transparent, and outcome-based methods of evaluating the impacts of our programs, aiming at entrepreneurship and skill development, and promoting innovation in order to document good practices and have evidence-based policy approaches to scale up what works best for our country. We also need to institutionalize a mechanism for such discussions. And ladies and gentlemen, I gladly share with you that we shall soon in the MHRD operationalize the Council for Higher Education Industry so that together we can bring about solutions that our nation has for long sought. I hope this conclave in a true entrepreneurial spirit will throw up innovative but concrete suggestions on how we can build India together with a critical success factor that our Honorable Prime Minister often emphasizes on: scale, speed, and skill. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I congratulate you for your participation here, and I'm grateful for all the suggestions that will come forth, which will help us implement our current policy and possibly envision a new future for our nation. Thank you.